You can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results. Don't go through life, grow through life.
Sometimes the sun may seem to fade away. Don't cry, I promise there'll be better days. I know it gets dark, keep praying for some moonlight. And when things go left, it seems like they won't get right. No, dig deep in your soul and try to make a change. Plant your feet on the ground, you'll never be the same. Feed and water your mind, wisdom will show. And now your seed is sown. That's when it's time to grow. Grow, 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 grow. Understand we have to grow. Grow, 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 grow. In this life we have to grow. Through all the changes, there will be changes. Just try your best to keep your sanity. A dose of reality, yes. You're gonna have to change your mentality, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening?
Make a change.
Great day today.
Put your feet on the
What's
ground.
today? Today is
Be the same.
Tuesday. Good Tuesday. I appreciate y'all coming in for Minds and Music with MJ. Got a good show. We just like to come on here and talk about a few things. Y'all been tuning in with me. I think this is my third or fourth week. It's been really good. This is my segment, half of the Lineage podcast. I am MJ Reese. This is Minds and Music with MJ. I posted a few posts about what we're gonna talk about today, and let's get into it. Well, first of all, let me say this. I want to thank everybody that's been tuning in to the Lineage podcast and been subscribe to the YouTube. Me and my brother been talking. Sooner or later, we're gonna start going to Facebook and everything. We're gonna go straight to YouTube. So you don't want to miss it. You want to be in the loop. You know what I'm saying? So stay in the loop, man. We appreciate everybody that's joining the Lineage podcast on YouTube. But that's subscribe, hit the notification button. I got to pay the bills. If you don't have Self Sacrifice, there's the autobiography written about the baby. You see this guy right here in the hat. The guy that's holding the folder, Coretta Scott King hand. Please get the book. It's a great book, great read. But today we are talking about, I didn't even make it
In this life, if you want to succeed,
for this.
it's inevitable.
But today the topic is, should marriage be the relationship goal in the Black community? If y'all know me, I'm kind of first of all, y'all can please comment, please join in. If you want to join the show, hit the comment. I seen the link. We'll get you in here. Men and women, don't matter. Me and my brother kind of touched on the Lineage podcast on last Thursday about a few things. TD Jake said what he said about we kind of losing the families because we're raising women to be like men pretty much
In this life,
and me and my brother touched on that a
you
little
can't
bit.
keep doing the same things.
But
and
today I
expecting
want to
different
kind of
results. Don't go through
leading
life.
up to Thursday show, we're gonna kind of touch on some more about that. But I want to show some numbers and statistics of how marriage is better for the Black community. So through slavery we were married, through Jim Crow we were married, Reconstruction we were married. But what happened is when mass incarceration came on, and the affirmative action, the welfare system, and all, it kind of X'd the Black man out. So now, my opinion, it was done purposely. It was done purposely because you can get help as long as you didn't have the man in the house. And let's just get into it. Let me get some comments. Oh, the music still playing? Hold on, let me see. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Hopefully y'all can hear me now. Okay, yeah, all right. So what I was saying was, me and my brother touched on what TD Jake said last last week in the podcast. We were touching on um, the women. TD Jakes pretty much said that the women are acting like the women are being raised to be men. Basically, he's saying women now, modern day women, are being raised with more masculine traits, the kind of things that we raise men to be. The more ambitious, the more go getter, and I think it has kind of it's kind of like the downfall of what's happening, and I think it's a percentage of what has to do with the lack of marriage, and I'll go into um, why I think that. Let me make this banner right quick. Excuse me, here we go. But yeah, we discussed it and we talked about it. And we're gonna touch on it. So I'll show y'all some things, some numbers I got, and I'll show you my opinion. But like I said, feel free to say your opinion. Now I'll show this. Let's show why this is why generally why people say they get married. If y'all can see this, they say 88% love, 81% making a lifetime commitment. They did a poll. This is in 2018. Companionship 76%, 49 having children, relationship recognized religious, financial stability, and for legal rights and benefits. So you see that is why most people you see it say love. Love is why majority of the people. Now I'm putting on the grand scheme now before I get into our community, just to show that's majority, the overwhelming majority of people say they get married for love. But let's go on. Why do majority of the people divorce? Now I want y'all. This is my opinion. Now I want these are facts. Among adults with low incomes, just 26% are married. People with low incomes are the least likely to marry, but they're also much more apt to substitute cohabitation for marriage. 13% to any other income group. They're also a greater risk for divorce. So I won't. Let's just touch on that. Income, this is my opinion. Income, and my opinion is backed by facts. I've been reading the last few days. The success rate for retirement, the success rate, and now I'm getting on the Black community. The success rate for retirement, the success rate for longevity, for long health, for building wealth, the success rate even in your children. I'm gonna show numbers on that. It's not even close, y'all. It's not even close that the Black family is stronger when we are married. The numbers are not even close. Only 26, look at this, 26 among adult with low income, 26% are married. Now, I'll go to show you the overwhelming majority of single parents are mothers. Is in 2021, 68%, y'all. 68% of Black women are single mothers. Now, I'll show you this. Now, a lot of let's say this. Now, a lot of women may push back. Well, you know, we know that women the ratio, the rate of women compared to men is still the same though, y'all. I've looked this up. Y'all have always outnumbered us, almost doubled us. Almost doubled us. That goes back 55, 60 years. Y'all have always almost doubled us. The marriage rate is what I'm more of, particularly what I'm talking about. The marriage rate in men haven't really changed in Black men. In Black women, it has taken a drastic drop. A drastic drop. Now I know a lot of women gonna say, well, like Miss West Group, shout out to them, West Media Group on the podcast last week. She pretty much said it's not enough good men out here, okay? And all the men cheat. And like I said Thursday, I have to agree with a percentage of that. The biggest problem that us men have is infidelity. I will say it. I'll say it till God calls me home. Hopefully that changes before I leave this earth. But the man's biggest problem, and I know it's all men, but we're talking about the black man. Black man, our biggest problem when it comes to that is infidelity. We don't. We need to learn how to overcome the physical better. We really do. But check this out, which was alarming to me. If you look at the rate of the cheating gap, it is wider when men and women get to 80 plus. Now, most people get married between 18-29 and 30-39. This is over 80% of when people get married. So as you can see, the gender cheating gap is much smaller than it appears to be what's taboo and what most people say. The gender gap, the cheating gender gap is not as big as most people will make it seem. So yes, I will say, men, we have to do a better job in overcoming the physical. But as you can see, it is a problem in both genders. And as the years go on, it is more of a problem with women also. The gap is closing with women and men. So we'll show that now. Now, check this out: the divorce rates by age. As you can see, we get married around these. This is black, y'all. These are black. This is our community. We get married around these years, but the divorce rates drop as we get older. So they're higher. You see, per 1,000, they're higher 18-24, and they drop off as the years go on. The divorce rate by religion. As you see, us Christians, us believers, 38%, y'all. So in showing this, I wanted to show a grand scheme of why I think marriage is better. Now, let's go to parenting. Now, this is what really startled me. Let me go take this off. Let me take this band off. Now, if y'all look at this, the percent of children succeeding at early life stage by family structure. If you look at the children of never married mothers, the success rate is 30%. Children of discontinuously married mothers, it goes up. If you look at every children of continuously married, if you look at the numbers are staggering. If you go from the children of never married mothers, which I said mothers now is over 60% of single mothers in the black community. If you look at the success rate in the education, look at all the way from early childhood, from 5 years old, all the way to age 40. From 5 to 40, if you look at the numbers, it's crazy, y'all. It really is. It's crazy. So like I said, I just wanted to show a few numbers of the poverty rate. You can even see here, living with two parents in the first marriage. The poverty rate in the black community is only 13%, y'all. When they even have just two, a mother, stepfather, a father and stepmother, it goes up almost double, over double. And then living with single parent, you see 46%, the child poverty rate, as far as marriage. So let me go to my opinion. I think that marriage, I've always said that marriage, this is my opinion, is the best relationship between a man and woman is a married man and woman, because it gives you the opportunity to grow the most as an individual and as a unit. That's my opinion. Marriage, and I've been married for 8 years, has taught me more than my single life. I've learned more with marriage than being a parent. I'm a parent of 4, I'm a father of 4. It is nothing like marriage. Now, so even the people that would come against this opinion and say, well, I know some people that has been successful, some single mothers or some single fathers that have been successful and they are married. Um, I would say to you, look at the ratio to married couples and look at the ratio to single people. Instead of 40, when you get to the age, this is more for women. When you get to the age of 40 and over, the women are the most depressed. The woman is the most depressed woman when she's over 40 and single. Now, men, what I will say with men, and this was, I couldn't screenshot this, and this is the biggest thing with us men, why we should be married. And I can attest to this all day. This is one of the things that I will say. Married men live 7 to 8 years longer than single men. And I can attest to why. Because 8 out of 10 times I'm not going to the doctor unless most of the time my wife had to tell me, man, you need to go to the doctor. This you can't fight this one out. You can't tough this one out as us men like to do. You need to go ahead and go to the doctor. Married men live 7 to 8 years longer than single men. Married women, this is where it comes to why the union is better when it comes to men and women. Men have better retirements and 401k than women. Our retirement in the Black community, our retirement and 401k is average 21% more than the woman's. The reason most of that is because most of the men, we do the harder jobs that pay more for the substantial amount of time. So in most cases, our retirement is more, but we die earlier. But what does that mean? You're more stable when we leave this earth. So I can show you plenty of ways why marriage is better for the Black community. Now, if it wasn't better, somebody submit to me, please. If it wasn't better, then why do you think that they did everything? Why did they systematically try to separate the Black man and the Black woman? I said it in the beginning. We were married through slavery. We were married through Jim Crow. We still were strong. They could not break us up. What did they do? Not only about with the mass incarceration, but like my brother said, when affirmative action came in and everything, they had to separate the man and woman. But who did they go to make that happen? They went to the Black woman. And guess what's happening, y'all? They are still doing that today. They are still targeting the Black woman to make it seem as if she doesn't need the Black man. I've said this in previous shows and previous segments. I've showed numbers of how the college graduates of the woman is going up, but the marriages are going down. It's because directly they are pushing you to get all the education, all that you need to separate yourself more from the man. Now, it's not affecting any other group as much as it is the Black woman. I wonder why is that? It's not affecting the marriage rate to white women. As a matter of fact, I learned today, the less rated divorces is the Asian woman. The Asian and the Hispanic woman are the ones that are marrying the most. The Asian and the Hispanic woman, then the white woman, then the Black. Why do you think they over-sexualize the Black woman? Why do you think they push the music of I'm in my bag, I don't need a man, or I'm independent, I'm Miss Independent and all of this? I see no other culture of music pushing that narrative, not one. So why do you think it's? I said this with my sister when we were doing our show. She said, "Well, why don't men adjust to what's going on?" And I said, "Well, when you're winning, you don't have to adjust. See, what I mean by that is, if it's not really changing too much for the man, we don't have to adjust. Now, I kind of had a conversation with a woman that said, "Well, you know what's crazy? I see now all the men are getting on the platforms and they're complaining about, well, what a woman is not doing here, what a woman is not doing there." And I said, it's just a change because now we have a voice, and people are willing to listen. And I will say this, it's a lot of women that are willing to listen. I had one, I'm not gonna say her name, one female that I used to go back and forth with all the time. I see she got a good dude and this, that, and the third. And all the things that I have been telling her for at least a year and a half, 2 years, she is now saying that out of her own mouth. So I had to hit her up and say, you know what's crazy? You sound like somebody I know. She was like, I know, you were right. And I don't think that it's men or not me. This is me personally. I have no dog in the fight. I'm married. Me and my wife, I have a beautiful marriage. I can't complain about nothing. But my whole MO and my goal is to see the black family back on top like we once was in every aspect. And my brother always preached the black family was the solid foundation of the black community. Once you start splitting the family up, then it's kind of like, I know my parents out there that have multiple kids. It's kind of like, even not multiple children, your child will say, Daddy, can I have this? And then they don't want you to say, well, what did mama say? Did you ask your mama? Yeah, I asked mama. Well, what did mama say? Well, mama said I can't have it. Well, then you can't have it. It shows unification. But see what the system and the government did, they was that child that went to one parent and told and tried to get what they want out of one parent. See, they knew that black man is too strong. He has too much of a hope. If that black man is the head, he coming with structure. We can't tear him down. We tried to beat it out of him. We tried not to give him rights. We called him 1/3 of a human being. We couldn't tear him down. So now what do? We go after the woman. We go after the woman. And it has worked. You can feel some type of way. But the numbers have shown it has worked in tremendous numbers. In tremendous numbers. So I just want us to get back to where we were. Married and I'll say this. Before I play a snippet of the song. It starts with the man and the woman being on one accord. It starts with the man and the woman being on one accord. We cannot, this is why I have these shows. I want to open up the conversation, open up the dialogue. I don't want to debate and argue. I want to come to some type of consensus. What can we do to push this forward? Because let's be honest, if you telling me you don't see the opposite direction, you gotta be blind. You gotta be Ray Charles. You gotta be. If you don't see the opposite direction, if you don't see the way that we're going, the route that we're going, we're gonna lead to a dead end. Like me and bro said, Megan Thee Stallion is getting NAACP Image Award, y'all. NAACP Image Award. Even the TV shows, where are the Claire Huxtables? Where are the Vivians from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Where are the Harriets from Family Matters? Those women are not even praised anymore. The black family is not even praised anymore. What is on the forefront? Love and hip hop, Married to Medicine, Marriage Boot Camp. We go put all our business out there so the world can see and laugh at us. We falling into the trap. So I'll come back. I see a couple of people comment. I'll read the comments when I come back. But the music day is gonna come from yours truly. Why wouldn't it? We're gonna play this song. It's called Man. I'm gonna just play a snippet of it because I ain't conceded. We're gonna play a snippet of it. So we'll be right back. Let's give it a minute and a half.
There's nothing like having someone to go through life's journey with, you know. Hey, Aline, tell them we have 5 kids by just looking at each other.
There's nothing like that phone call. Are you on your way home? I love spending family time and time when we're alone. And I must say, my days were stuck in my ways. Speaking honestly, I grew up, got booed up, yeah, and that's what's up. Now it's you and me, you know I love Kissing. It's going down, and I be Missing. I love you around, through our flaws and our close calls, yeah, through it all, we held it down. I love being MARRIED. Yeah, we wear the crown. I love being married. Intimacy is better between a husband and wife. Look how we're growing together. Yeah, we compromise. And I must say, my days were stuck in my ways. Tell me, can you relate? We providing and building, raising our children. We communicate. No one loves Kissing. It's going down, and I be MISS.
Yeah, we back. Yeah, that was Married by yours truly. I really believe every word I wrote in there. But yeah, let me read some of the comments. Okay. Anastasia says, but why are these women no longer praised? We will talk about that. And she also said they aren't the preference, unfortunately. Okay, now, first comment, why are these women no longer praised? These women are praised by husbands. The problem is the women don't respect these women anymore. See, now what has happened is the woman that has the struggle, the single woman, the woman that has raised kids by herself, that had to get it out the mud, the woman that had to go hard and I had to work to make ends meet, government cheese and this, that, and the third, which is I applaud those women. It takes alligator skin to make stuff work. I think women are the most amazing, the best creation that God made, hands down. It's by a long shot. What has happened though, that once upon a time, those women were. You see this woman holding my granddad's hand, Miss Coretta Scott King. Those women were, you could say, the top shelf. They were the top echelon of women. Nowadays, and I'm not woman bashing, but women got to hold this L. Y'all have to take responsibility for this L. Y'all flip the switch where the praise started going to a different type of woman. Now the traits that y'all are praising are the same traits that are praised in men. So it's not that these women are no longer praised by men, because guess what? Men are still marrying these type of women. Men are still marrying wives. The word says the man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. That means she was a wife she was a wife before I came along. We just made it official. What's happened is the women are no longer praising these women. Women are the biggest consumers, not even close. And women are the voice. So if we talk, if y'all are the biggest consumers and y'all opinion matters the most, then who dropped the ball? Because most of the men I see that's married to wives, they wives ain't twerking on Instagram. Yeah, see, y'all not gonna see y'all. See, y'all ain't gonna talk to me. They wives not twerking on Instagram. I don't see they wives on social media throwing drinks in other women's face. I see the pictures. I see the videos of all the wives that I know, all the men that I know, and I know a lot of married men. And I can look at all of their wives and tell they wives. Majority of them. I probably know 50 married men. And I can look at overwhelmingly majority of them and say, yep, that's a wife. And see, this is what happens. And I'll say this. Women look at quantity. I'll say this. Women look at quantity and not quality. I talk to y'all know I do this. I love conversations like these. I was talking to one of my associates not too long ago. Oh, I know this and that and the third, or I can get them. Yeah, you can get them. Every woman can walk out the door and get a man. I don't care if she's a 5 to a 10. She can get a man. That ain't the problem. That's never been a problem for women getting a man. You can get a man. I don't care. You can get a man. It's the quality of men. Are they marrying you? Are they asking to spend the rest of their life with you? That's the different thing. Okay, let's read this. And whose fault is at who? And who's at fault for that? Them not being respected. That's not just a woman issue. Women not respecting these women cannot be the only or even main reason. Men praise these type of women as well. Well, you didn't ask me. Okay, you asked me why are these women no longer praised, and I was speaking more in the public forum. Men don't praise these type of women. I said it Thursday. I seen Denzel Washington get up in my eyes, the undisputed GOAT of actors. He got up and he received his award and he said, I would not be the man I am today without Pauletta Washington. I would not be alive if it wasn't for Pauletta Washington. Men have been praising their wives. They have been praising femininity since the beginning of time. Men marry feminine women. Men marry women who submit and get on their train and say, let's roll. And real wives understand this is the best way that it's going to work. It has been working. Why not look at those examples? Anastasia always says, she said, y'all watching though. Okay, let's go there. If you want to go there, you know, I ain't going to hold back nothing. Yes, men are watching. Do we watch the strippers? Yes. Do we see the Instagram? Yes. Do we look at it and say, okay, yes. Are we spending the rest of our lives with these women though? See, one thing about this, I was talking to my daughter the other day. See, you got one thing about women is the difference between men and women. We have taken the time out to learn and study women. Majority of the things we did, especially when we were single, even when we married, we do it for our woman. Everything we do is for the women because we understand results. The problem with women, they don't care about results as much as those women 50 years ago did. The women 50 years ago said, you know what? Yes, my husband is imperfect. He may look here and there, but he ain't disrespecting me in these streets. He coming home. He's respecting me. He's raising the kids. We on one accord. We a unit. We going to church. He bringing the bacon. He's ambitious. So if he entertains and looks here and there, Why am I putting weight in that? What's the end result? What's the end result? You trying to put shades on him? Or you trying to raise your family in the best way possible? See, women, sometimes y'all look at this entertainment and y'all put too much weight on it. But then when you turn around and look at the women of entertainment, you praise them women. I don't get it. I'm speaking from a man's perspective. We marry wives. And if more wives, even us, and more husbands too, we have dropped the ball. But the thing is, and I got to be honest, men have no problem with admitting that they dropped the ball, because through our life, our journey has been different. Our journey, we have always had to take self-awareness. I said it last week. I got a big forehead, crooked teeth. I've had this for a minute. I've always known it. I'm 5'9". So what did I have to do? Enhance my personality, sing a little bit, write some songs, play some sports. I had to, because I knew if we go look department, I'm going to be in the bottom of the barrel. But if I enhance my personality and I go out on a date with her, I'm top 3. Why? Because I had to work on it. Self-awareness. Problem with women? No self-awareness. You got to have some self-awareness. What do I need to work on to be a wife? What do I need to work on? Same thing with husband. I said it. We got to keep it in our pants. We got to keep it in our pants, and we got to be open to the possibility of talking to people and not being scared of therapy and things of that nature. That's what we have to do as men. I'll say that's our top 2 things. We think we can handle everything and do it ourselves, and we can't keep it in our pants. Okay, that's going from 50-year man to modern man. Now I'll ask the modern women, what y'all got to work on? Cricket. It's going to be crickets. Crickets. Because the thing is, the modern woman really think they accept me for me, accept me as I am, and they don't have no work to do, so the results don't matter. I noticed my brother, and entertainment has always been out. Y'all let the women who entertain have a leading voice. I'm glad you said that. Women who entertain have a leading voice in the community. Kim Kardashian meeting with Donald Trump to get people out of jail. Cardi B meeting with Bernie Sanders. Y'all let the Me Too movement run it. None of them married. Let's keep it a buck. None of them married. And you let ex-strippers be the voice of the women, the black woman. You're correct. Women have changed what they value. This in part due to the conversations men are not often a part of. They are hearing things behind closed doors and changing their value towards continued marriage. Just giving some insight. Well, see, the problem is women, see, it's been a continual thing for years. This was purposely done to get y'all to this mindset. Isn't it? Y'all didn't do this. See, y'all think y'all did it. Y'all think y'all woke up one day and said, you know what? I don't need a man. Y'all think y'all did it. Y'all the victim once again. Strategically, it was strategically done for you to feel like I don't need a man. Though the results over the years has shown when a woman hook up with the right man and they grow together, nothing that can stop them. Shout out to Pastor Don Thomas and Pastor LaVon Thomas. They're going to celebrate 50 years of marriage. 50 years this month. Have they had disagreements? Of course. I've seen a couple of them. But you can't tell me nothing about them. My mama and dad have been married 39 years. My brother-in-laws, I know they up there. And Anastasia, you said Cardi is married. She is. Next. Kim Kardashian married many times. Yeah, she's gonna be on what, number 4, 5. So you got to think some of these we talking to, what we do is sometimes we take, and I hate when we do this. Sometimes we take the, when it comes to marriage, the values of marriage, we can't use celebrities all the time because the values get a little bit different when you get on up to certain statuses and things. So you can't really use celebrities as an example of marriage all the time because a lot of them get married for business decisions. But what I do use celebrities in is what affect the culture. See, I can't use Cardi B as a image of a marriage of a wife because the image that she's portrayed with a bigger percentage of the time is more of her image of her entertainment side. So you see the seductiveness and everything of that nature, right? But when it comes to how she affect the culture, it's lopsided because that's what's been put into the culture. So you don't see the examples of her wife and married life too much because they don't want you to see that. They want you to see the WAP side of Cardi B. Because why? Like Tank said, our threat is the love. See, the less of love and the less of love and the less of structure that they can portray, the more they love it. They want to see us on Love and Hip Hop throwing drinks and fighting, slamming each other on the table. They want to see us getting on the BET Awards and twerking and shaking. They love it. But see, we don't realize, we look at it and laugh, and it gets into our culture. Like, I'll say this, the Asian people, if you remember the American Dance, Best Dance Crew on MTV, come on a minute ago, or even the dance shows. If you look at the culture that take our hip hop, they only take a percentage of it. They'll take the ticking, the techno, the dancing, the robot. They'll take that part, right? Show me a Chinese Cardi B. Show me a Chinese Megan Thee Stallion. Show me some Chinese city girls. Because I'm going to tell you what's happening. They know the detrimental part. They don't touch it. Oh, yeah, they'll take the dancing. They can dance like Usher. Moonwalk like Michael Jackson. Yeah, I got you. You said I only mentioned celebrities because you mentioned, yeah, because I mentioned it in a different Carter. Yeah, you're right, bro. Carter B said she don't cook or clean. See, they'll take a certain part of our culture and make it big. But why do you think they don't touch certain parts of it? Why they don't touch the seductive part of it? The twerking part of it, the ratchetness of it. Because if something is good, you're gonna take it. You can take the whole thing, right? If it's good, Thanksgiving plate, you put everything on your plate that you want to eat because you know it's gonna be good, right? You don't, especially the first plate, you don't put on the first plate. Most time, the first plate you eating everything. So why do you think other cultures is only taking a percentage, a certain category of our culture, and they leaving the rest on the plate? They leaving the rest on the Thanksgiving plate. Why are they leaving the rest? Because that's the detrimental part. That's the part that ain't good. They don't want that part, but they'll expose it in our culture. They'll put millions of dollars behind it. They will. They'll put millions. You said, and Cardi B still has that man married. Yeah, that's one out of. Give me some more examples. Give me some more examples. And Alan, you're right, and these women think that's the code. Like we said Thursday, y'all think it's a bro code. Why don't more married women step up and speak out? I'm a married man. I speak out against men. We got to do better. Keep it in our pants. Talk to somebody. That's us. We got to do that. We have to. But it's you don't see, and this is what happens when the woman speaks out. What happens? She gets canceled. As long as Alyana, what's her name, Valzent, Alyana fixed my life. Long as she had certain shows that were centered around getting the family together as a whole, showing the man's darkness, the man's mess up, the woman mess up, the children mess up. As long as it was a whole, it's all good. Even if she was getting on the man by himself, it's all good. As soon as she said that women were out of order, gone. Lately, I don't agree with what Monique been doing to D.L. Hughley, but I remember that point in time when she said, sisters, quit wearing the bonnets to the airport, put some effort into it. She said she was getting death threats. You got to hold that L, man. It starts with us. What are we gonna sell? When are we gonna say nah? And Cardi B's let them stay. Now Cardi B came from the bottom. You know, I don't judge nobody. Her story it can help people, but is it doing more damage than good? If Cardi B wasn't a millionaire celebrity, she wouldn't be mad. Those are facts. Facts, bro. Facts. She wouldn't be mad. She wouldn't be. Those are facts. So I wanted to make my I know I can go on there. I wanted to make my segment about this because me and bro gonna kind of touch on it Thursday. Where do we go from here? How do we fix it? Says I research just like you and look into it. I got okay, that's what I'm talking about. How do we fix it? Where do we go from here? Because we understand the problem. We understand the problem, but Anastasia, I don't mean to stop, but Anastasia, here we go with the money aspect. That's real. That's real. You know, there's women and men with a certain status that if they were making $40,000 to $50,000 a year, spouse wouldn't really put up with. Okay, it's more got more benefits with some people. You know what I mean. But like I said, we understand the problem. We can talk about the problems all day. Where do we go from here? And what I would submit to men and women, and I hate this, but most of my queens, man, listen. Got to start listening. A lot of the times when men start to talk about things like this, a woman will always, some women will say, well, you're down talking to a woman, and it's not like that, because women have been saying we got to work on our infidelity for years, and you're right, we take that on the chin. And when we go on Father's Day, we go to church, we listen to the sermons, take care of your kids, pay your child support. Okay, then the fathers who doing something, we got to sit there and listen. Okay, you're right. But what happens for Mother's Day is boys and men, mama, you know I love you, and where would I be without my mama, and all of this, right? And then so what happens is the fictitious aura has been around the woman in too many categories, and now I understand it's a hard pill to swallow. But if the men, it's just like how when I start liking girls, I listen to my dad and I listen to my mother, because the man's perspective is just as good as the woman's when you start dating, right? Because you don't know, no experience. So my dad would say, open the door for her and things of that nature, right? And my mom would say on Valentine's Day in the fourth grade, I'll never forget, she sent me to school with some candy. And she said, give it to your girlfriend. I'm like, what? What is this? But It worked. It made her smile. See, so women understand the journey of a woman and what it takes sometimes, right? What I would submit to women is to kind of lean a little bit on men with this, because if you see the results, what's happening in front of your face, but lean on the being that has taken the journey, that has said, you know what? I've been in the position where you are with mass incarceration. I've been in a different journey. The journey that you were looked upon, this is what I'm about. So lean on that man and don't be so quick to say, nah, and put your feelings in it. Sometimes you got to get your feelings out. You got to listen to what's being said, take accountability, and try to improve. And I think with this category, now women, y'all have held the world on y'all shoulders in a lot of other categories. And I must be honest, when it comes to single parents, some fathers are just not there. Let's just be honest. Some of us not there. Some men, we can't get it together. We got kids everywhere. We can't keep it in the parents, right? And even when the men, even when my granddaddy in his era, when the men had to go out, the woman stayed at home and they took care of the family. They did homework, cooked. Y'all have held it down. And y'all are praised for that. Somewhere along the line, we can drop the ball to where now it's no respect for the man. So anytime you want a man to say his feelings, and then when he say it, you get emotional and put yourself in it and think now it's a vendetta against you. And then it's like, well, men have been like, well, I might not even say that, because it's this fictitious thing of what's happening. Okay, it's a collective responsibility, not just on women. Many women go to what they feel will get the man's attention. And I'm gonna have to give you, Angel. Both need to change what is valued. Anyone will adapt, and that's what I feel they need. Okay. Hello. Okay, yeah, I got a good 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, Anastasia, let's go here. It's a collective responsibility. Correct. Not just on women. Correct. Okay. Many women go to what they feel will get the man's attention. Okay. And unfortunately feel it will keep it as well. The standards have been lowered. Okay, so let's cannot give me a minute to get on that. So you were right about the first exclamation point. You were right about the second exclamation point. Many women will go what they feel will get the man's attention, and unfortunately feel it will keep them as well. Okay, you're right about that. That's the problem. It's different levels of attention, right? We can agree to that. The standards have been lowered, not by men. Now when it comes to marriage, our standards have been the same 100 years. It hasn't changed. Why do you think there are more single women now? Because we are not lowering our standards when it comes to marriage. Now, when you start talking about recreational, yeah, 100% right. We'll give you attention, but it's a ceiling. But the standards have not been lowered. From a man's perspective and the man's journey, it has not changed. The problem is the woman is confusing quantity with quality. That is the problem. Men, we have never done that. If we got a lot of women and we busting them all down, that's what it is. We're not marrying the bust down. If the bust down tell me I look cute, it don't carry as much weight as a wife does. Our standards have not been lowered on either side. The problem is y'all have lowered y'all own standards. And the numbers show. Because men are still marrying wives. And we're still busting down the bust down. I hate to say it like that. If my grandma, my mama watching, sorry. That hasn't changed for years. We're marrying the wives and busting down the bust down. That hasn't changed. Now to this, both need to change what is valued. Men are not changing what is valued. because what has always been valued is still valued. Most men want their wife to reflect of if their mother is cool. Most men want their wife to reflect a lot of things from their mother. So why is that if the value has changed? Because your mother, if I'm not mistaken, is in the generation before you. Men not adapting to what we are marrying. We aren't. We're marrying wives. We've been marrying wives in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We've been marrying wives and entertaining the entertainment. It is what it is. They do feel that way. I've had these conversations. Now, who you had these conversations with? Women, right? And guess what? I can bet my bottom dollar when you're having these conversations, men are not around. And I bet a bottom dollar that most of these women you're talking about are women that like attention. See, I can go all day with this. You can look down their timeline. You can look down their pictures. You can look down, they posting a picture every day in their workout clothes. They post a picture every day in their bathing suits. They post a picture every day when they out smoking hookahs. They post a picture every day. They post a picture every day. Oh, this is my son. It's me and him. You know what men think? Oh, I got to come in and now I got to show her your son ain't your husband. See, these are the conversations that men been trying to get y'all to understand. The problem is y'all don't listen to it. You say they do feel that way. You've had these conversations. Put some men in the room with these women. Go down your friend timeline on social media and see if they have attention pictures. And then I want you to go down the majority of wives' pictures and look at their pictures. I want people that's listening, that's on here, go down the women who are wives. Go on their Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever they got. See how many attention pictures they have. And go down these women that y'all had these conversations with. And look at that profile and see the differences. And you can't tell me you don't see it because I see it every day. None against the women. If that's how you want to roll, that's how you want to play your cards. By all means, play your cards like that. But us men, we're not changing what we marry. We're not changing what we consider quality. We just are. I'm speaking on this, and I'm a married woman. I've had these conversations with married women and single ones as well. I need to get you and your women on here. So women couldn't have raised their standards on what they will accept at all. Let's have a real conversation. No. When you say women can't raise their standards on what they will accept, what are you saying? From husbands or men that they're vetting? You saying like, what are you saying? Men are around. I've heard men even say these women aren't accepting what granddad or granddad was doing. I have conversation with both. I promise you. See, and this is the problem right here. What's the number one thing I said men have to work on? Right? Infidelity. When women say that and men say that, that's what they're talking about. Granddad was cheating, my son cheating, grandson cheating, right? I said that's the number one thing you got to work on, right? Right? So we know that. So help your man overcome that. Talk to him. What I got to do. Meet in the middle. What we doing? What's going to help? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that's a conversation that men know that's our biggest problem. I'm not fighting with you with that, Anastasia. I'm not. You saying even from husbands. You saying husbands are saying that. I'm a husband and I'm saying that. Ain't about what granddaddy did. Granddaddy, great granddaddy. That has been our problem since the beginning of time. We know that. Okay? We working on it. Okay? The problem is, have you ever heard a woman say, I need to work on being more submissive? Or that's the problem, or not what granddaddy did, we accepting that. But what did grandma do that I ain't doing? You never hear the women say that. You always want to hear what granddaddy was doing and what I ain't accepting. Okay, cool. But what was grandmama doing that you ain't doing? Why is husband? How granddaddy died, then grandma get married 2 years later? How auntie husband died? 3 years later, she married again. But cuzzo can't, somebody ain't no good man. But auntie done found 2 or 3 of them and married and outlived them because she a wife. That's why. That's what it boils down to. I'm sorry. I understand that. I agree and I get it. I'm just saying it's a collective responsibility. You're right, Angel, but see, this is the problem. If we go on cheating, if we talk about cheating, we'll say it's more of a man's, it's more of what he needs to get over because we cheat more, right? So whenever we talk about cheating, we automatically look at the man who cheated. Oh, there go the man. Even though women cheat, but we understand who got to work on that a little bit more. Me. Okay, right. So now when I tell you that over 60% of Black women are not married, and then I tell you that majority of men that are married and single saying, I'm not marrying these women because they can't coexist with me. They don't know how to be a wife. They don't know how to be, they don't know how to let a man lead. Then when we say that, now it's a collective. It got to be collective. We got to collectively work on stuff. But talk about cheating. It ain't a collective work on men. Is it? Man, am I missing something? We never say women and men collectively work on your cheating. Please, somebody send me the video. I never hear that. Men keep it in every time. But then when we talk about, we don't even want to listen to the word. When the Bible says submit, take that out. Bro, we gonna get it in Thursday. I'm finna go because I can go all day. Yes, it's rare. I give you that. My married women do say that. I give you that. The single women are often saying what they need to change. I'll admit that. That's what I'm glad you see. Now we getting somewhere. I'm glad you admit that because we have came for this. Don't come from my collective word, but I'm serious. Women have this fictitious riding on the Aladdin carpet, rubbing the genie bottle, Disney World, Lion King, Simba, Mufasa. They have that mentality when it comes to relationships. If you ask most women, they feel like they don't have to work on nothing. They feel like all they missing is the ring, they marriage material. Tell me when women say nope, ain't. Tell me, I want to see majority of women that's nope, ain't ready. Show me where the overwhelming majority of women is saying that. Where there's taking some self-awareness and some self-accountability. Not the modern woman. It's crazy. The more traditional women would say they got to work on stuff. And they've been married 30, 40, 50 years. But the modern woman, perfect. It's the man's fault. Why they ain't? But even though the men are still married the same rate. We collectively work on cheating as women. Okay, you're trying to clean it up. I see you. Trying to clean it up. Yeah, you're right. We do. But it is more of our as a man, we got to own that. But you got now Anastasia, just like you said that, I need you to say, as women, we got to stop posting these attention pictures, doing these attention things because it's not good for our daughters coming up. Stop doing the attention seeking. And we have to work on getting behind a man and letting him lead. Got to do that. I done went over my time. I appreciate y'all. This is a great conversation. Please tune in Thursday. The topic is Back to the Future. It's exactly what it sounds like. Back to the future. We know the problems, but let's come up with some solutions. Let's get the results like they did back in the day and make it go to the future. So we'll see y'all Thursday, 7 p.m. on the Lineage Podcast. Appreciate y'all joining me. It's been lovely. Peace.